Hello, and welcome to Twin Peaking, where I showed my friend Jay my personal list of worst to best episodes of Twin Peaks, and she sees if she can figure out what the show is. If you're liking the show, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell anyone you think might be interested. Also, please make sure to go follow my friend Jay at twitch.tv/JanuaryK. That's January K-A-Y. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty. Hey Jay, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you, Mac?
Doing all right. Been a minute. Like, what's really funny is like when there was a huge gap in uploads, we were still recording these. Like, I didn't upload for like nearly 2 months on this project, but we were still recording it weekly. And then now that I've been uploading it like weekly, we've been off for like 2 months. So that's kind of funny. How have you been in the meantime?
I've been good. You know what? To be fair, though, it's not that we weren't like working for a month or a month and a half. We were working pretty hard on a project. I don't know if we want to talk about that, but because it's kind of not timely anymore.
No,
but.
It's fine. I plugged it in my podcast that I haven't mentioned here. I'm doing a podcast where I play Cyberpunk super slowly with my friend Violet. And I plugged it there and I was
subscribe.
like, wait, go check it out. It's called This Is Not a Review. And we're playing Cyberpunk super slowly. But no, I had mentioned it on there and like I was like, and I think this comes out in the end of January. I think the episode's about to come out. So it's not like timely, but like, for a month and a half there, we were working on a Christmas album together.
We were.
Yeah, which took up a lot of that time. And in addition to that, like before that, what took up our space here was that we were playing Silent Hill 2.
That's right. You're right.
And then we transitioned from that to doing the Christmas album.
Yes,
and then
that's
it's
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So we're still like, that's why it doesn't feel like, because like normally when we don't record, we're not on a call, but we've actually been like talking pretty regularly. So it doesn't feel it has been a long time. So, you know, there's that. And then that kind of made me have the revelation, like as I'm uploading it, as I'm doing this, that like, shit, after this project's done, we could do Res Plays again. You're right.
Like as a bi-weekly thing or something. Like that is a very real possibility in the same time frame, you know. But yeah, or we find a new show to fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. The one or the other. I'm fine with both.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It's been good. It's been good. What do you remember about where we were? Where are you at mentally? Because I know sometimes you go back and rewatch episodes, but the episodes are like 2 months behind where we are at. So like, I'm wondering what you remember, what you know.
I'm taking out my notes here because like, the last thing that we watched was a season 3 episode, and there was a lot going on that episode actually. I'm just looking at my notes. Like Ben showed up. It was all about like the current case, and then there was a lot of Cooper, like, but that isn't Cooper, evil Cooper. And yeah, I think that's honestly, the
first one where we get Diane.
Yes, I think you're right. I think that is that episode. Yes, Diane. It's good to see you again. And
God, he's so
ward.
creepy in that scene.
So yeah, I don't remember too much, so it'll be kind of jumping into something new again, but I feel like once we start the episode, I'll get my groove
it'll start to come back.
It'll start coming back. Yeah, I think so. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I'm coming up on the revelation that this project, even at the best of times, is supposed to take about a year, right? Because it's like 40 something episodes. We're going to be coming up on a year of doing this, and we're like maybe 2/3 of the way through.
Oh, fun.
which is a real snapshot of like how often like we've managed to actually do it, which is both better and worse than I expected it to be.
Right.
Simultaneously. But yeah. I think that'll do it for opening remarks, unless you have something else to say.
No. I think let's start. We'll get started here.
Alrighty. Well then, let me go ahead and hit play, and we'll get going.
Yay!
Alrighty.
Yay.
So, I forget how we do this. It's been so long, but I think I asked, "How are you feeling?"
I feel good. I feel good about it. There's some holes in my memory, so I will ask you when the time comes. But overall, I feel good about it.
Okay. There's also a couple things I'd ask if we've come across before. So, you'll have to also let me know that as well.
Okay.
Helping each other out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, what an episode, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a really good one.
Ooh,
What's
boy.
it called? The episode title?
Don't Die.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. We just, that was season 3, episode 6, Don't Die. That's how I usually end these parts. Yes. or start these parts, I mean. And for an episode that says Don't Die, there's a lot of people dying. They should have known what episode they were in. Should have followed their advice. Yeah. Is there anything off the top that you want to talk about, or are we good to get into it?
I think we're good
proper?
to get into it, yeah, and then I can ask my questions when we get to those parts. I think will be best.
Alrighty. I'm trying to find where this was rated on the IMDb side of things. Because I really enjoyed this. This was rated down at 35.
Oh, interesting.
Different. Yeah.
Oh.
And we're up at 22. So yeah, real interesting there. But yeah, so we open up with Dougie at the statue that we saw earlier. Windswept is playing, which is such a good song. I put it into playlist. That's Windswept by Johnny Jewel. I really like the song that's playing in this section. I also like the other song that we get multiple times in this, because we get Windswept a few different times in here. But we also get I Am by Blunted Beats. It's not the first time we've heard it, but that's the song that later, when we get Ike the Spike and he gets the folder and he opens it up and it's like, I'm a good man. Also plays during the murder. But we've had it before as well, and I enjoy that. It's such a tone shift from everything else in the show. But yeah, we start with Dougie at the statue, and this police officer comes up and he's like, surprisingly caring, like he's like, hey, are you okay? Like when he asks if he's taken any drugs or medication and if he's been drinking, it doesn't feel like the typical
it's
cop
not accusatory
trap. Yeah,
exactly. Are you okay? Yeah, exactly.
Something that occurred to me during this episode is that this actually portrays because we joke and talk about oh, he needs help, and maybe not joke, but he needs help, he needs to have people he needs to be examined or whatever, but there is a I think this portrays a kinder world than we actually have for people actually accepting people with disabilities, because he clearly has a level of competence, which we'll see later, but is non-functioning in basic societal sense,
right?
And I think in that context, seeing the accessibility that they give him and the way they treat him, I actually this episode made me kind of be oh, this is actually kind of a kinder world. than necessarily like does he it really does depend on how he was before. If this is a sudden change, then yes, take him in. But if he's always kind of been like this, then it's like this is kind of a nice world where like he has a good job because he is good at a specific thing, you know, and like he's able to make a life and people still care for him even if he has this thing, and like that's like kind of a running theme throughout this episode, and it starts here with this cop.
Right.
Yeah, do you have any feelings about all that? Or
I agree. Like, that's why, like, we talk about it in the reaction part, but I was like, how was Dougie before this? Because, like, something in the universe shifted where, like, something happened. I don't know yet at this point what it is. But clearly, Dougie was at some level of competency, but it's less so now as we're seeing him in his current form. But it's not crazy enough where people are like, shit, we need to bring him to the hospital immediately. You know, it's like, it's still, there's still some sort of like, I think regular Dougie is on some sort of spectrum or some sort of like, you know, something there that
a TBI
like people,
or something.
Exactly. That like people are like, oh, he's just acting, you know, just a little bit more extra than usual, right? And so, it does play into that idea of like, oh, people know how to work around Dougie to a certain extent to accommodate for him.
Yes.
Right. And so that it does speak to like, oh, there's like, this is a kinder place for Dougie. Like he has managed to make some sort of room for himself in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Where people can tolerate this side of him for so long. Like, I don't know how long this has been in like days of this universe since Dougie has been like this, but like it's clearly been like a substantial amount of time, at least from what I can tell, like at least 4 days from maybe episode 1 when I first saw Dougie to now, maybe if I'm remembering my timeline right. And so like if 4 days, like if I saw a loved one, they're 4 days like this, like that's genuine concern, like of like, did they have a stroke, you know? And so like, I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. We do get one line that I highlighted at the time, but it's been months. So like, I don't remember, or I don't blame you for not remembering, but I think in the episode that presets this one, I think in season 3, episode 5, Janie E is like, oh, you're having one of your episodes again.
Right.
And that's all we get about it.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah. And so like, we know that like, maybe he's not always like this, but he's like this often enough that people are like, oh, okay, he's just in his thing right now. Yeah. You know? But like, there's also the other side of that where like, but there's still like this expectation on him of like doing your job and doing a thing, because like a trap of like stuff that shows this kind of thing and like accommodations and stuff is kind of like that, like what is it called, like the bigotry of low expectations or something like that, where like you know, there's like this expectation of like, well, because he's mentally impaired, he can't do anything and we need to baby him and we need to, but like, no, he still gets like case files. He still gets like to do his job and like the things he can do. And so like having both of those things, I actually really like. We're jumping around a lot, but like this whole like, this feels like there's a lot of themes in this episode, kind of like just everywhere. And this this is one of the core ones, and it does start right here with just like treating him with kindness and like like, oh, he's able to describe kind of where he lives, and they drop him off, and it's not like a you know, we're gonna use this, it's like here, and you know, it's nice.
Yeah, I like the police officer in this world.
Yeah,
very nice.
So then JD, we get this nice shot of the house with the red door. Excuse me, choking on my own spit here. And we get a knock at the door, and Janie E opens it and retrieves Dougie. Oh, actually, before this, there's a really nice part that I really like, where like he sees the badge on the police officer's thing and he keeps like reaching to try to touch it. Forgive me if I'm wrong, because I was writing notes when this happened. Doesn't he do that at the door as well? Like, just
yes, I think so. Yeah,
kind of pawing at it.
Like a dog, like a puppy.
Yeah, he so really cute. Is. Yeah, he really is dog-like in this episode. Though I definitely see him as like an older dog who's just kind of like roaming around and like kind of understands what you want, but it's like old enough to be just like, yeah, I'll take my time with it though. You know? But yeah, so Janie retrieves Dougie and makes plans to go to the doctor, but that'll get lampooned a little bit later. And then she's like, hey, go say goodnight to Sonny Jim. He's been up all night for you, waiting for you, right? Yeah, and so he needs to be like pushed off of the chair because he's like eating these chips. And like God, I love Kyle MacLachlan's acting as Dougie because it's so difficult to do this type of thing well, and he's so good at it because like he starts eating the sandwich, but even the way he puts it down is funny. And then like when he like paws over at the chips, he has to like turn it to him a bit and kind of like pick it up, and it's like everything is so slow, not necessarily methodical, but you can see like just like trying to get anything to work for him. Right. Yeah, it's great. And then we go upstairs to Sonny Jim, and it starts off very depressing, where Sonny Jim watches Dougie just walk by the bedroom. Yeah. And we're both just like, oh, that's heartbreaking. And then eventually Dougie makes his way back into the room. Like, it takes so long though. Everything about this takes so long. It is, it's so good. I understand how this can frustrate people. You commented right after this, where he does his work, and we'll talk about that in a second. But like when he does that, you talked about like, it's really taking its time, and then you're like, I'm enjoying this episode, which was funny. But so they're upstairs saying goodnight to Sonny Jim, and Sonny Jim's like, can we keep the light on, and will you stay with me till I fall asleep? And he's like, asleep, and then tries to give him a chip. And he's like, I already brushed my teeth. And so then he just like sets the chip on the blanket. And oh man, it just stays there. Like, so it stays there. Take it off or anything.
Why doesn't he take off the chip? Like, why does the kid take off the chip? Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
I love like the scene with Sonny Jim a lot. Like you mentioned it earlier, like the scene really takes its time with itself, and I actually really enjoyed that because I am so used to Twin Peaks episodes. Like, some scenes do take their time, but it's very like jumping from one plot point to another, and that happens a lot in season 3. What I've noticed, there's a lot going on in season 3 to keep track of. And so I really enjoyed just like enjoying the presence of Dougie, Janie E, and Sonny Jim. I really like seeing like their whole family dynamic was just, I don't know, the scene hit different for me. I really enjoyed this one. It's particularly with Sonny Jim. He is such a patient kid. Like, you can tell that he is raised in a household of love. Just like how he knows his dad isn't always all there, and so, you know, like when my favorite part is with the lights, when Sonny Jim claps to turn the lights off, and then Dougie in all of his glory doesn't understand and claps to keep the lights on, and there's like, you know, the son is like, he's enjoying his time with his dad. Like, he's like, oh, like, Dad, like, come on, like, it's bedtime now. I don't know. It's just like, you can tell that Sonny Jim is like not frustrated with how Dougie is. It's just like, you can really see the love that is encapsulated of how Sonny Jim was raised in this house. And it's just, it's nice. I really enjoyed that scene a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if he was necessarily raised with love in this house because we get hints that maybe Dougie wasn't the best father. So like that just might be in him.
Yeah, true. That could just be Sonny Jim. Yeah.
But either way, he's getting like a form of a loving house now. And to be fair, Janie E is doing wonders in this life. She is. She is the real main character of the show. Really she's so. Oh my god, I love her so much. But
she's great.
Yeah, like every scene, like there's a scene later that really solidifies it. But like even before that, like all of this leading up to it is so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like like when they're clapping back and forth, like it's really cute. It's really endearing between the two, and you're just like, oh, this is like a chance, like he understands that this is like how he bonds with his dad. Like a part of that is like also like when he was patting the bed. Get the dad to come in, and then like the dad like goes and pats it and he's like no like sit and stuff like he's like a dog, but no like he understands like okay, here's how I need to interact, and it's not like projecting like you're not like, I think there's a version of this story where like Sonny Jim is kind of like a shitty kid right now, and is like, you're not like other dads or whatever, and like gets frustrated and upset by this, and honestly reasonable crash out, but like that's not what we get, and I think it's very I think it's awesome.
Yes.
And so as they're doing this though, when the police dropped off Dougie, they gave Janie E a folder that was just kind of left at their front door, and so as she's there kind of looking picking at stuff and everything, she opens the folder, and then she calls down very angrily for Dougie, and like both Dougie and Sonny Jim like jump and are like and Dougie's like and goes back downstairs. And again, Janie E, I think this goes back to you saying like a house raised with love. I do think you're right, at least from one parent, because like even in the situation where Sonny Jim's like, he was staying with me until I fall asleep. She's like, not tonight. I'll be up there in a while, in a minute. Like, I'm going to do that, and you know, isn't just like no, and like she doesn't get like angry at him. She's still very clearly pissed. Yeah. Again, reasonably, but like, like it's just what a good house that's being fixed by the singular problem.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder why this is an upgrade though. Like who wants to see that this is the upgrade? So he goes back downstairs, and there's photos of him with Jade, and this scene is so funny because she shows him Jade, and he's like, Jade, and it's like, Jade, that's her name, and he's like, Jade give 2 rides. She's like, yeah, I bet she does. Like, so good. Oh, it's so good, man.
Very funny.
I love this. I love this so much. We have seen Jade once before.
Yes. With the key, right?
With the key, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we know that they were definitely in contact. While this is all happening, they get a call. And Janie E answers it, and this is them, her finding out the debt.
Yes.
And going to go reschedule, going to do that during the lunch break where she was going to take him to the doctor, which we know doesn't happen in the next episode because we have the police thing and all of that. But like, she's reschedules to meet up with them. I love this because she's like like with her finger, and then like Dougie like puts up a finger and then she goes and tries to put it to her. Oh man, it's so good. It's so funny. But yeah, so he's still not getting the medical work he needs done. And then he goes and we get a cut to stoplights. It seems like it's going to transition to a different scene. Because this is like the classic shot of the stoplights that we've seen from like the original series, right?
Right.
And then we get the one-armed man in the red room.
Yes.
Who, like, I don't know. Were you expecting it to shift location, or like, were we gonna pivot, or were you like?
I did think we were going to pivot, but then the red room showed up, and I was like, oh, I guess not. I don't know. You're right. That is a very classic Twin Peaks transition shot. So I was expecting it at some point, but yeah, it was fine. The red room though was like, not that it was unexpected, but like I wasn't expecting it in this moment in terms of the connection with Dougie.
Right.
That's what I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it more with like evil Coop, like red room stuff. So it's interesting to see the red room stuff with Dougie.
Yeah, I mean, we did open with the red room seeming to try to help Coop get out of the red room in the first 2 episodes.
But that was to evil Coop, right? That was like in connection with evil Coop. I thought like when evil Coop was driving down the highway.
Right. Evil Coop was driving down the highway, but regular Coop was leaving the red room, or trying to, right?
Well, I mean, so in terms of, like, we haven't seen a connection with Dougie in the red room, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lots of mysteries up in the air currently.
Yes.
They just turned the opacity down on the red room into Dougie's living room, and the one-armed man, he's like, wake up. Wake up. Then he's like, don't die.
Don't die.
Like, if you're not gonna wake up, don't die. which is very funny. And then he helps him with paperwork? Question mark?
That is like, that's where like my big question mark of the day is, right? Because like, what, like, I understand that, you know, I don't know. Actually, I don't understand. I'm actually very confused. Because,
you said, like, I understand. I was like, where's this going? What do you think you understand, Jay?
Because, like, you know, we as the audience see, like, oh, like, I saw the name, like, Anthony Sinclair repeated over and over again. And, like, the same officers repeated again. And so, like, we as the audience understand, but is the red room trying to communicate insurance fraud to Dougie? Like what's going on here?
Why does the one-armed man have the skill set to understand insurance fraud in the first place?
Like, what's happening here? And like, I don't know. I just kind of went with it. But when you think, it's like when you accept like a chocolate cake but has carrot cake frosting on it, and you're like, yeah, but then you think about it a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute, that's fucking weird. Like, that is not a combination that I think that is normal.
These demons eat different things, and this one happens to eat insurance fraud. Just eats fraud. And so it's serving up a nice little meal for itself.
I don't understand.
No, so, it's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny because that's the only conclusion that I can come up with.
Well, it's like a question of like, because have we seen episode 4? No, we haven't seen episode 4 yet, so I can't say.
No, episode 4 is not yet.
Can't say what we've seen. Never mind.
Okay.
We did see a green light on Anthony Sinclair's face where he's like, liar, in the meeting that first time.
Yes.
And like, what I do like about this is like the question mark of like, is this red room help and interference, or is this showing us like the mind of Dougie still having like a skill set, and so like this is how he has to visualize it right now? Like, is this right? Is this mystical help, or is this like a visualization of what's going on in the brain? Right.
Yeah. I can believe that. Yeah.
That said, it being mystical help is significantly funnier.
I kind of want that to be canon. I want that to be canon because like that's just funny to me.
It's just the better option if we're being honest. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And like this scene is slow. This is where you said what you said about like, oh, this is like taking its time, and then you're like, I'm really enjoying this.
Yes.
And then boy, does this episode pick up though, huh?
Yes,
like,
it does.
It's weird because it does take its time in so many spots that you're like, how is this just barely like, how is this an hour? Because it feels like every thing takes its time, and then you look at what happens in the episode, and you're like, Jesus, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Because like I was looking around the end of this scene, I was looking at the time, and I was like, have we been recording for like 15 minutes, and it's still this one scene? Like I was like, wow, like this, they really took their time. But then immediately it was like boom, 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 and I was like, because like I take a look at my notes to like kind of tell where we are in the episode to see where we're at, and like I was like on the first column, I was like already almost to the bottom of the page already, and I was like, is half the episode in this one scene? Like I was like, wow, this is so cool. But then it ended up taking up the regular amount of space that I normally take in my notes, so no change there.
So it just masters the pacing in this episode.
Yes.
And so we get windswept. It's this nice peaceful moment, and then we get a hard cut to Albert in the car talking to Gordon Cole.
Gordon, yep.
And Gordon's there with a lady, I guess.
Yeah.
On the phone call. and Albert's having no part of it. And he's like, sorry, I had to send you out there. I don't do a good David Lynch impression. I really should work on it. But like, eventually he leaves, and it's like pouring rain as he's walking in, and he's like, fuck Gene Kelly, that motherfucker. As he's walking into this bar. It's like so good. It's so good. I love Albert. Like particularly season 3 Albert is like really good, but like, oh man, I do love Albert so much. So he goes into the bar, and this is where he finds Diane, and Diane turns around and says, hello, Albert, and that's all we get of them. Like, we know that the next episode, what happens there,
we go to her house, I think, right? I forgot like a little bit, but
what happens is like Albert goes to get Gordon Cole, and Gordon Cole has to say please in order to go visit,
to go visit to Coop, to evil Coop in the jail, right?
Albert has to say please, or Gordon has to say please to Albert, so Albert will go meet with Diane again and with him, because Gordon Cole's like scared to go by himself. And so then they go to Diane's, and we find out that like basically the conversation was like, hello, Albert, fuck off. Like, that's what the conversation was. In episode 5, they had talked about needing to find a woman who knew Coop best, and like to read that. And at the time, your hypothesis was Audrey. How do you feel about this?
Yeah,
or Annie. You said Audrey or Annie.
Audrey or Annie. Like, I think this is fine. I accept this like character of Diane. Like, but I do wish it was one of the people from Twin Peaks. I really think Audrey could have been a better choice, but like I don't know if that's the thing, is like, is there a story reason why it has to be Diane? And like I feel like David Lynch is a very like well thought out storyteller, that there is probably a reason why it's Diane versus like another character from season 1. So I would have to see, like, does Diane, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I have to wait until a later episode to see if it's a better story choice. But like, if I were to write a fan fiction, it would be Audrey.
Sure.
So
I think you're aligned with a lot of people. I think people forget that like Coop knew Diane before he ever went to Twin Peaks,
right?
And is like probably the longest running like professional relationship he had. right? Because he's the one, or she's the one he always sent all those like voice tapes to, and was like, and like, of course, from an FBI perspective, it's like, oh, the person he used to work with for an extended period of time and knows all about him, and rather than like the person he knew for a month, right?
Yeah.
But also from a fan perspective, we don't know Diane. So it's like, it feels odd to us because we're like, well, we know these other characters, and you're saying this person's close to Coop, and like we know that like in a logical sense, but it doesn't feel correct.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was wondering how you like that, because I was over the moon. I was like, fuck yeah! Like when they had initially said it on my first watch through, I was like, oh, is this going to be the reveal of Diane? Like I did call it, and then it was, and I was like, hell yeah! So I was like immediately on board. But
right.
Yeah. Then I started to hear podcasts where everyone thought it was going to be Audrey or Annie, and I was like, oh, I'm the odd one out here. I'm the one who. So yeah, I was curious to get your take on that.
I think like if how many episodes are there in season 3 actually?
18.
Okay. If a Diane reveal happened later, it might have hit better with an audience. Like this is my fan fiction brain working, right? Like if I were to rewrite season 3, not knowing what happens in the later seasons, I think people, like, because this is still so early in season 3, I think fans would expect like an Audrey or Annie to show up in this moment, and then a Diane reveal, like finally who is Diane would happen later. I think that would hit better with an audience, but that's if like not knowing what happens in later seasons. So we'll see, and that might change. But if I were to rewrite this as a fan fiction, that's how I would rewrite it, to like appease audience better,
I'm going to argue against this, because I think if you're introducing a character who's like been, maybe not built up, but has been mentioned and has been a presence for 2 seasons, but isn't like a character yet, you need that time to establish who this person is. And
That's
so
very
fair. I think like saving them early, I think getting them there early, like especially if we're introducing so many new characters.
Yes, yeah.
That like you introduce them with the new characters. You don't introduce them and hold on to it
that's very fair.
But that's just me,
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
This fucking next scene. Oh my god.
I
love this scene. I love man, I love this show. It's so good. So from here we cut to a drug deal with this guy and Richard Horn, who you did need a refresher on, but you remember him now. This guy, Balthasar Getty, I think is his real name. Important things to note here to highlight. He was one of the like main people in Lost Highway by David Lynch.
Okay.
And we had Lorna. Oh my God, Lorna Dern. Yeah.
Laura Dern.
Yeah. I couldn't say it, and I was like, this is, I sometimes have an issue with saying words. Laura Dern. She was in Blue Velvet.
Right. You did mention that before.
Yeah, and later we get Patrick Fishburne and Naomi Watts, both of whom are in Mulholland Drive. So like this episode in particular, but like this season is kind of like a reflection back on a lot of David Lynch work and stuff. And so it like it's really cool to have him here, particularly the scene after you reveal Laura Dern as Diane. That kind of stuff kind of ends up kind of feeling like together and like I don't know, it adds a metatextual feeling to everything, you know,
like a love letter to all his previous work.
And like there's some shot stuff that's like reminiscent of Eraserhead, which was his first film, which is all throughout the season again as well. But so like having these things is pretty cool. And also this scene fucking kicks ass. There's this bodyguard in the background that I wanted to highlight to you, like which I think you would have noticed anyways. He's just like, he's not looking tough, he just has like this big smile,
job.
like he's
just a guy who's enjoying his job.
I love that. It gives it so much flavor for like a guy who's just like, you know, for the scene. And so Richard's there, he's trying to do a drug deal, and he's like, you know, small towns are easy to push drugs in, that, you know, police are asleep at the wheel, that our sheriff's 90. which is accurate. And the character's name, I don't know if we ever get his name or not, is Red. The drug dealer guy. Red.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't take very well to this, weirdly. He's like, no, I kind of like it here, is the vibe. And so yeah, there's this weird like power play stuff. Like I love his performance as Red here because it's so out of there. Like, and Richard, like, again, credit to Richard Horn, actor too, because he looks like he's being like, what the fuck is this? Like I'm at a loss of how to describe this scene a little bit up until the magic trick.
Right.
Because it's like, it is just Red stealing the show, being weird as fuck with a smiling bodyguard behind him, and Richard being like trying to prove that he can be a drug dealer, but it's like, hey, like, what the fuck is this? And so at some point, Red produces a dime, flips it, it keeps hovering in the air. Red like looks down, looks at Richard, kind of just moving in real time, and we keep getting cuts to the dime just like flipping in the air, Richard like staring at it. Then as he's staring at it, we hear the sound cue of it falling, and it's in Richard's mouth. He pulls it out and is holding it, and then as Red's looking at him, he then like looks up and catches the dime, and it's no longer in Richard's hand.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this, Jay? Jay, what is this?
That like, if Red is a magical wizard and has magical powers and uses it for evil, that's a really good way to psych someone out. Like, that is, like, if I was an evil wizard, but I didn't want to kill someone, but I wanted to be like, I'm in charge here, fuck, that is a really good way to be like, you are not in charge, I am. And like,
okay, but also the concept of an evil wizard who's like evil not because they're an evil wizard, but because they're a drug dealer, like a regular drug dealer, and like he's not an evil wizard, he's just a wizard that is also evil, but like not an evil wizard, you know, that's like a different thing.
I don't know. I didn't really question it. Like, now that we're talking about it, I'm questioning it. Because, like, what the fuck was that? I don't know, like, what kind of magic trick bullshit was that?
I love that you just vibed to it. Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's an evil wizard. Like, he's ready to tell people that he's in charge. And, like, it plays into a part of, like, why the henchman is smiling in the background. Because the henchman's smiling in the background.
He's like, you're about to see some crazy shit.
Yeah, like, I'm ready to see this crazy ass shit. That's my boss, man. That's him. Like, I don't know. I was super excited.
If I was working for this guy, I would be smiling like that too.
Exactly. Like, the guy knew what he was there for. He's like, I'm not using this gun. He's using the dime to be in charge here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I just love it. I don't know. I didn't question the scene at all.
There was a theory that, do you remember David Lynch's son in the early seasons where he had the corn in his hands and then it disappears? And
yes,
there's a theory that this is him grown up.
What?
I don't subscribe to that theory, but like that was a popular one at the time. Yeah.
Oh my god, I kind of love that, to be honest. That is fan fiction right there. Like that is like, sure. But I'm for it. I am for it. That's hilarious.
I love this scene, and also like it feels like there's not much to say about it, because all this does is set up the bigger thing later, but also this scene is so good.
It's so good. Like the henchman, that's me. Like, you know, like those like tag yourself, who are you? I'm the henchman. That's me.
100%. I did mention that you should recognize Red.
Yeah, okay, I actually don't. I don't recognize Red. Who is he?
So, if you remember in episode 2 of season 3, maybe episode 1, where Shelly is flirting and with somebody, seems to be dating somebody new. It was him, like at the Roadhouse.
Oh. Season 1.
No, season 3. Season 3.
Season 3. Sorry, season 3, episode 2.
It might have been the end of episode 1. It's one or the other.
No, I think it's end of episode 2. It's Bang Bang Bar, 2 guys, James, 4 girls, 1 is Shelly, Becky's daughter, Frank Silva. That's what I have of the notes at the bottom there. Okay.
Yeah. When Shelly is saying like signals to someone, and it seems like they know each other or whatever, who's at the bar, it's him.
Okay. Good to know. I put that in my notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from here we cut to Richard reasonably crying. Like, also, like, to rewind a second, we do start off that scene with Richard taking drugs, so it could just be them fucking with him as he's high as a kite, where like nothing happened, and he's just acting weird because he can get away with it because the dude's like out of his mind.
Yeah.
Who knows? And I love that it's a who knows, whether it's drugs or magic.
Or drugs or magic. I love it.
Yeah, but he's crying and pissed because he feels emasculated. And then we get like a few different cuts that at first seem like they're unrelated to each other. I guess as I go, I'd like you to highlight when you started to realize like, oh, this is all building to a singular point, and where the dread started to set in for you, if you felt that at all. Because I knew when it started to really trigger for, like, I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying all the different stories. I know where this is going though, so I don't know if it's me projecting, but I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel anxious about this.
Yeah.
So from there we get Carl, who we've seen before. Have we seen him in season 3 already?
No, I don't think so. Who's Carl again? Where is he from?
We definitely saw him in Missing Pieces, because he had the trout trailer park.
Oh yes, okay, yes, he's that guy. Okay,
yeah, which is why he's at the new
said,
trout.
I want to get out the Taylor Park. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Now it's the new trout trailer park, because they used to be in Deer Meadows and now they're in Twin Peaks.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like, take me into town, and this other guy joins them, and they talk about. They talk about. There's a great line here that I actually love, where he's like, Carl's like, yeah, the only thing you really look forward to at this age is the hammer coming down. And the other guy's like, no, don't say that, Carl. You got a lot of tread left in you. Like, I just love that as like a turn of phrase. Like, it's just so.
It's cute.
Yeah. And this guy is like the exact kind of Twin Peaks actor where you're like, are you bad at acting, or is this Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Like, because like you fit in, so I guess that's good acting. I can't tell. Right. But this guy's talking about like it took forever to get a wheelchair for his mom. Right. It's his mom, not wife.
Yeah.
I don't know if it specifies.
I didn't clock.
I don't know if it specifies.
I didn't clock who
Somebody
it was.
he's living with in the trailer park.
Yes.
and like they're talking shit about the government, and then Carl starts to smoke, and he's like, you want one? And he's like, yeah, but I quit a year ago. And then he's like, I've smoked every day for like 67 years or something like that. Or I'm 67 and I've smoked every day of my life or something like that. And then we get a cutaway. Like, that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. Then we get Heidi and this Miriam, the teacher in the cafe. You don't know who Heidi is, but that's the waitress.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like she's the one who has that giggle, the very distinctive giggle that we got throughout the scene.
I wrote annoying giggle in my notes because her giggle.
That's Heidi. That's Heidi, not Miriam, who's giggling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, another very sweet interaction here of her just being like, they're talking about like, you know, I saw these cupcakes and I thought, you know what? One of them might have my name on it. And I went in and you know what? One of them did. And then Heidi's like, oh, how are the kids? And this is where we find out she's a teacher. And she's like,
yeah,
oh, they're just so cute. It's all very sweet here. And then she gets up to pay and leaves a big tip for both Shelly and Heidi, where they address like she doesn't have that kind of money like to be living as tips like this.
Right.
And it's like Miriam's so good and kind to a fault, it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're like, you know what? Next time we'll pay for her, lunch or whatever. Like it'll be on the house. Have we seen Miriam before in our watch through?
No, this is the first time I've seen Miriam.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I was going to reference something, but I can't then. So yeah. This is the problem with watching it out of order and then not watching it for months. Is I'm like, was that in the next episode? Yeah. Or is that a little bit later? Yeah. Then we cut back to Richard, and I just love him here. He's like, the magic motherfucker. Like, that's how he opens the scene.
I was like, it's the wizard. It's the wizard.
Oh man, it's so good. Like he's losing it about this. He's like, calling me a kid. The magic. Like he's just out of it. Yeah. Again, tell me when you start to feel like,
yeah,
about all of this. Because right now it does still seem like, oh, okay, we're back to Richard. We're just seeing snippets of slice of life of Twin Peaks. And then we get Carl sitting on a bench looking up at trees. He notices.
That's when I got the dread, when he looked at the trees. That's when I got it. I was like, oh, fuck, something's about to. Okay, here was my theory. I know I'm jumping a gun a little bit.
No, please take over from here. This is what people are interested in, not me recapping an episode.
I thought it was Carl that was gonna die. I thought Carl was gonna be the one hit by the truck. Because I thought that Richard was gonna like drive through the park and hit Carl while he's sitting on the bench. I thought that's what was gonna happen. And I was like, oh my god, this is where Carl's gonna die. He's looking up at the trees, like trees, very ominous, very Twin Peaks, like foreshadowing fucking like use of tools. And then it's just like, yeah, I thought that's when that it was literally when he looked up at the sky and I was like, oh shit, like fuck. And then as Carl's like drinking his coffee from RR, the kid shows up. The kid is like running through the park and Carl's smiling and the mom's chasing after the kid. And then
what is this game?
What?
Real quick, what is this game that they're playing?
I don't.
Because the kid would run and then stop.
I don't know.
Yeah, the kid would run and then stop, and then the mom would catch up. And it's like, if you're like 4 or 5, like that's reasonable.
Yeah,
this kid's like.
It's like 12.
8,
He's like at least
9, 10,
like
11,
around
12,
that.
Something. Yeah. I
don't know.
Preteen, but like older child.
At first I thought it was red light, green light. That's what I thought it was.
Right.
But then he was doing it wrong, and I was like, okay, so
run and stop and then look back at her,
yeah.
and then she'd run back to him and grab him.
Yeah, well, he was still looking, and it's like, that's not how you play red light, green light. It's just like, okay, so I don't know then. I don't know. It's stupid tag. That's what I call it. Because like, yeah, it would be.
It's
cool
a game set up for him to run into the road and get hit.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Spoilers.
Like,
if you haven't watched this episode, what are you doing? But
oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Because
so
like,
good.
if it was red light, green light, that would play into like earlier when we saw the stoplight of the
right.
With
that would have been so good.
That's why I thought it was red light, green light, but then he was doing it wrong, and I was like, okay, that's not red light, green light.
But
what
he
is
couldn't
this
have gotten
game?
hit. He couldn't have gotten hit by the truck if it was red light, green light, because you can't play that across the stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
Stupid, dumb. So anyway, that's a missed opportunity. IMO.
I think it's funny / cute, but like the second you think about it, you're like, wait, no, wait,
this is wrong.
What is this? But I understand that like this is probably the limit of like the age of kid you could have get hit graphically by a car. This is probably the youngest you could have that kid be. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think if you have like a 6-year-old do that, people would be like, that's way too far. You have like a 10-year-old do that, you're like, oh, that's a tragedy, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, we can watch that happen. Right? But yeah, so also, as he's watching this, right before we get the cut back to Richard, it starts playing the ominous low drone.
The music.
And you're like, okay, yep. Here it go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, watching this all come together is like, and so we get cut back to Richard. He sees the people stopped up ahead and decides to go around. And then the kid and the mom get up to the stop sign, and the worst extra in history waves them through. Even his wave through before the tragedy happens is so
Wasn't
bad.
that good?
It's like so stiff. But like if nothing else happened and that was his only shot, would not focus on it.
Yeah.
Like it would be just like, okay, like whatever. It's the fact that he gets a second explicit shot. We'll get there. And so, because like this is such a good scene, and the mom is doing such a good job here.
Yes.
And then you get this guy, like,
and I immediately burst out laughing because I was like, God, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, he waves him through in the most stiff-armed animation you've ever seen, and she lets him go, and then from there we see Richard, and he's like, move or whatever, and then like we fully see the truck hit the child.
Yes.
Which I don't think you were expecting, because
I was not expecting that. Yeah, I was expecting an implied hit, not a actual hit.
Yeah, and like the body makeup and stuff that they do afterwards is like intense too.
Awful.
Yeah. I want to give a little bit of background to this actress here, because she talked about like getting cast for this and stuff. Where like when she met with David Lynch like when they were casting, she was like there ready to like do acting as you would expect and stuff, but then he sat down and he was like, hey, so started asking about her, asked what kind of family she had, how old are her kids, like how you feel about stuff like and like got to like was asking personal like getting to know this woman, and she was like, oh yeah, and she's like, yeah, and I talked about being a mom and stuff, and he's like, great, here's what we want to cast you for.
Oh my god.
And apparently that is regularly how David Lynch casts, is he just like, people will show up and he's like, hey, we're going to shoot the shit for a while and I'm going to get to know you. And then I'll be like, all right, here's what I think you can fit into, or no, I'm not seeing anything.
that is very good of the director.
Yeah.
Very well done, but it sounds so sadistic. Like, it sounds really fucked up, but like it makes sense because like that way the actors can put themselves in that headspace and really give that performance. Like, I understand why, but like, holy shit, like, oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah. So she was there prepared to act, and he was like, hey, so tell me about your family and tell me about you. And I guess it works because her performance was stellar. She's so good at this scene.
Oh because my gosh.
She looks destroyed by this, which she would be, but like
she should be, but like frick, oh my god.
And then we get a cutaway to the truck driver who just is like, oh no. This shot looks like it would be in like a teen movie where somebody got pantsed or something. Right? Like it looks like some prank happened to a teenager. Not like, I just helped cause those kids to get hit.
Frick my life. Oh my god.
So funny. And like they keep cutting to different extras, and it's such a weird dispersal of extras because like I would say like a third of them are doing really good.
Yeah.
And then 2/3 of them are not. And they're in the same shots as each other. So you're just like...
And it's very jarring. It's super jarring.
I mean, but that's kind of the vibe of Twin Peaks as a whole, right? Like where you're like, okay, like, you know what? I vibe with this except for the truck driver. I think that is the worst one. But like everyone else, you're just kind of like, okay, like
oh my goodness.
How are you feeling about all of this? Like we kind of breezed past it, but like the kid gets hit and is like bloody, and she's like holding him, and
I actually have a lot to say about this scene.
Yeah, please.
And the sequence of events that happen to lead up to it. It was a very well paced out of like, oh, we get to know who Carl is for a little bit. Oh, we get a little bit of Mickey and like his family situation. Then we're cut to Miriam and we hear about like, oh, so she's the school teacher. And like, we get all of these like different background stories of like all these characters and like how I just really like how it brings the town of Twin Peaks to life. Like these are people with real lives going about their day, doing, you know, their routine or whatever. And like you really get a sense of like, oh, this is a living and breathing town. And then all of a sudden it like all of these different lives converge into this one singular moment where they're all connected together. And it's just like I really, it's like if the drug scene and the end of the scene of the kid getting hit before it moves on into the next scene afterwards. If this was like a short story on YouTube, like it's so well done. Like if it was just that, like it speaks so much of like daily life and how like anything can change in a moment, how people are connected in ways that they don't realize. Like for example, like with Miriam, she sees Richard's face, like she knows who did it, like, and like she's like gonna be like she's that's a life-changing moment for her. And then for Carl, like we didn't touch upon it, but like I think, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm reading into this correctly, but like Carl sees the spirit of the boy leave Earth, like with the green like lights and smoke that like fly into the air. Like I interpret that as like the kid's spirit leaving the earth. And so
some people
like,
think that I have a different theory about it.
Okay.
But I can't share that. But a lot of people, to be fair, a lot of people who have seen the entire show also think what you think, that that's the spirit and all of that. So I do have a slightly different interpretation. I'd also like to highlight that the spirit is yellow, and that only matters because of my theory on it. Not because of because colors matter in the show. We have we have strong things like that. So yes. But you're not wrong. I don't have an answer. I have a theory that is different.
Sure. But yeah, we see Carl, like
I'm gonna say realizes, a word. Sorry, I want to clarify what I think the theory is that I actually can talk about, because you don't know what this word is. I don't think.
Okay.
I think that's Garmin Bozia.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means yet. Okay.
And then,
but I really like that, like, Carl, like, he was just talking about, like, oh, my life is over soon. And then, like, there's, like, a small glimpse of, like, he realizes how fragile and how precious life is. And so he's the first one to go up to the mom and, like, give her comfort. And, like that's such a, like, I don't think he's gonna show up again. I don't think Carl's gonna show up again. But, like, that speaks so much about, like, his character and how he perceives life. And, like, I don't know. It's such a well done scene, aside from the one extra that took me out of the moment when I just bursted out laughing. But, like, other than that, I really loved getting that whole scene of Twin Peaks as a whole and the community that's in here. It's really well done.
I think it also shows, like, how far, like, the darkness reaches into Twin Peaks. Right? Because, like, one teenager gets murdered and we have an entire show about it. And now in season 3, this kid is like this, and it's part of a show. Right? Like, things have gotten worse here. Right. The darkness never left. Coop didn't fix anything.
Yeah.
Right? It just changed.
Right.
Yeah, like we kind of talked about that during the sweeping scene of 7. Where, like, we had that, like, 10-minute long sweeping scene, and then it turns out, like, a Renault is still running the roadhouse and prostituting girls. But, like, you know, Coop may have changed the management, but nothing got fixed.
Right.
Also, I realized, like, I don't remember where we talked about where we're going to watch what's it called? Fire Walk With Me. Because I think I was like, oh, we need to watch it after we get to, you know, season 2, episode 9, because that's the big reveal. Back then, but we're already past that by like 6 episodes. So I was like, wait, shit, where should we watch that? Because at the end of the season, we were talking about watching both together, Missing Pieces, like the Blue Rose edit. So we'll have to figure that out. Maybe we'll do it like right before we break into the top 10.
Okay.
I think
that's a good idea.
I think that makes a certain amount of sense. Okay. Anything else to mention about this scene before we move on?
No, good scene.
Yes,
one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, to highlight, Miriam, you mentioned it, but Miriam, like, fully sees him drive away in that truck. Yeah. Okay. Just to make sure that was, like, explicitly said, not just, like, you know, breezed by. Yeah.
Go, Miriam. Turn that murderer in.
So after this, we get, is this where we get Patrick Fishburne first, and he gets the red square?
The red square on the laptop.
Yeah. I didn't write that part down, but I was like, no, that comes before the car explosion cleanup. So, like, this man was in not Blue Velvet, Jesus Christ, in Mulholland Drive, in one of the best scenes in the movie. Like, it's so good. Like, people study this specific scene in like, you know, film classes and stuff. And so, he's there. He gets this red square, which he, like, seems unnerved by, goes to unlock a safe. We've seen him before. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't remember where, but he was like a businessman in the last scene that I saw him. If I remember
he was still in this. I don't think he ever leaves this room.
Oh, okay.
So he was still here. And a younger guy was like, why do you let him boss you around? And he's like, right. You take a piece of advice. Don't ever meet somebody like whoever is their boss.
Right.
But yeah, he gets this red square that just appears on his computer, and he goes and gets the folder that we later see is given to Ike the Spike that has the two people who are going to get got. Except they don't get got. One of them does. We'll get there.
One of them does.
Yeah. So then from there, he starts to go back to work and then is unnerved by the folder. And then there we get the cut to the Rancho Rosa. Is that what it's called? Rancho Rosa?
Rancho Rosa, yes.
Yeah.
Which also has the initials RR. I made
Yes.
note of that, which is interesting.
Where we see the car explosion cleanup, which leads us into the next episode where we're like, okay, so this is why the police are finally on the case and are here with the brothers, the brother cops.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the scene in the other episode that we watched and has me giggling. I just love them so much. But yeah, here, we get the follow-up. We see the kid and the mom who's like 119 as people are on her roof. They find the back part with the license plate and spelled out. Is there anything in this part of the scene that you want to highlight, or the last part?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Right.
The drugged mom. It's so sad. I mentioned this in a previous episode that we talked about. It's just, I don't know. That's really sad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so after this, Ike the Spike gets the folder. He's like sitting there just rolling dice and logging what he rolls.
Yeah. I'm like, is this a game for him? Like, what's going on here? But
is he trying to figure out probabilities because he's in Vegas? Or is this what he does in his free time? Or
yeah, right? Like, what's your goal here, bud? I don't know.
Yeah. And so he goes and grabs the folder.
Yep.
And opens it up, and there we see a lady that I think we recognize. Yes?
I don't recognize her. No, actually.
I'm trying to think if that's in episode 4 or episode 5. It has to be episode 5. She was the one where like we had people who were like scoping out the house that Dougie was supposedly in and scoping out the car, not like to steal it, but like with the and they call her up and she like calls this box that shapeshifts in Buenos Aires.
Oh, so she's the one from I thought it was Mexico, right? She's in Mexico ? Or something like that.
No, she's in Nevada, but she's like calling and calls a number in Buenos Aires that like shifts shape changes the box shape.
Okay.
It's weird. I might be describing something from episode 4, but you sound like you recognize this.
I do. I remember there's a scene of, I don't remember.
There's
it
two
must
guys
be
in a
that
car
woman.
talking about like waiting for, he's not in there.
A phone
or, like,
call, right?
Yeah. Well, so two guys are scoping out like that car at that house, and they call her up, and they're like,
yeah,
his car's still here. And she's like, all right, we'll keep a lookout on it. And then calls somebody else or like texts somebody. And it turns out to be like this box that's like blinking in red and then shape shifts.
Right. Okay. I do remember that. I do remember that scene. Okay.
Yeah. So that's her.
That's her. Okay.
That's her.
Okay.
And
shifting box.
Yeah. As Ike opens up this folder, and looks at the two of them. I Am starts playing, but not like the Shadow the Hedgehog. I am all I am. God, that song rocks too, though. But I Am by Blunted Beats starts playing, and it's like it's so funny to have this as like a needle drop at this point. Where you're just like, okay, what are we watching now? And then like it's also the funniest cut where he like stabs her picture first, and like the screwdriver doesn't stick, but like the beat stops.
Yeah.
It's so funny. He lifts it up, then looks over, and then like makes sure that the screwdriver sticks in Dougie's head.
Yes.
And then leaves it. It's so great.
Yeah.
And from here we get Dougie in the elevator, right?
Dougie, the elevator scene.
Yeah,
Oh, my poor Dougie.
Yeah, he's just there for a while. And then we have, oh my God, I knew his name and now I don't anymore.
Mr. Caretaker.
Mr. Caretaker, who's just doing he's helping Dougie as best as he can. Yeah, 100%. Man, like I think this every time, but what nice offices. Like that's a wild office. Like it's
beautiful.
So nice there. Yeah, and so Dougie gets eventually taken to Bushnell Mullen's office, and when I say eventually, I mean like it takes about 5 minutes of show to get us there. All very good. Like I'm enjoying all of those minutes. There's not much to describe on this end about any of it, you know. Yeah, and so they eventually go in and they have a scene where Bushnell Mullins is like kind of pissed off. He's like, what are these childish drawings, Dougie? How am I supposed to make sense of it? And then Dougie's just like, make sense of it. And he's like, all right, well, I'll look. Like, and like while he's like reading through it, and it takes so long. He looks through everything.
So
like we see him open up like 6 or 7 folders, and it's like okay, and tosses it, and then like starts to pick up on stuff and goes back to additional folders. like we see the entire process of him like starting to piece together what Dougie's writing about, and the entire time Dougie is just like spacing out, kind of like holding his coffee cue, and then looks up and sees like this poster of Battling Bud Bushnell Mullins, and as that happens he starts to make a fist with one hand and then puts the coffee into that hand and makes a fist with the other hand, and this is like the entire scene. Like if you haven't watched the show, what are you doing watching this?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
But like for you freaks out there, like what, like I can't express to you how long this scene takes. Like I'm describing this takes so long and I love it. Like it's so good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Before we get into how Bushnell Mullins reacts to it, because you had like a visceral reaction to Bushnell Mullins a little bit, because we had been quiet. Like we had talked, and we talked a lot throughout this episode, but like we had talked about the offices, but as the scene plays, we just let it all play and weren't having any like visual or like audio reactions to it. So is there anything you want to say before we get to
no, I don't have anything else to say. I'm glad Dougie solved the case. Good for him.
Yeah, so there's a point where Bushnell Mullins puts it down, and he's like, what is his exact first line? Because you're like, what? Like,
I don't remember what he says.
Because like a little bit later, he's like, you've given me a lot to think about, but he's like, he's like, thank you for bringing this to my attention, Dougie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you're like, what? Like, wow, how is this working? And again, this is where I'm like, oh yeah, they're adapting to this like guy who functions in one. This scene in particular, I was like, oh yeah, it's like very accommodating, but like it's also like, oh, you know, we're not gonna just write you off as a, you know, invalid or an imbecile. Like you still have like the things you can do.
Yes.
And like as Bushnell Mullins looks at it, he's like, yeah, thank you for bringing this to my attention, Dougie. Make sure not to tell anybody. And of course, Dougie's not.
I love his boss just because like he says a line that I wrote quote here that like he wants to get Dougie professional help. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so accommodating. Like, he clearly can tell that, like, something isn't right with Dougie, but like he can't pinpoint what it is exactly.
Right, yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, I thought that was very sweet. And then it goes silent. Yeah, I remember this. It goes silent for a bit as he looks through the files, and then he goes, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention." And I was like, cause like in the initial scene when Dougie in the house is like going through the files, I was like, oh, he's drawing, you know, like little lines and stuff like that. He's drawing squiggles, but like we as the audience can be like, oh, it's insurance fraud.
Right.
But then, like, and then all of a sudden, the boss can interpret his squiggles and be like, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention." Like, I think that's why I went, "What?" Like that. Like, what do you mean that you can read that? Like, he drew ladders and shit. What are you talking about? So yeah, I was great. Good for Dougie. He made it out in the end. Good for him. But like, God, that's so funny. Jesus.
Yeah. No, it's great. And so there's also like, I don't know if this is the funniest moment because there's so many in this episode alongside some of the like most horrific shit. That's Twin Peaks though. Because he holds out his hand to shake Dougie's hand. Yeah. And like Dougie stands up and then like looks like he's going to, and then just kind of turns around and mirrors him. Yeah. And he's just like, "You're an interesting man, Dougie." Yeah. Oh, it's so good. So I described this next scene as Naomi Watts' real main character because, oh my God. We see this park where she said she was going to meet up with these two loan sharks. Also, like, to clarify, she knows she has money. In episode 4 now of season 3, which we have seen, she finds out that Dougie won like $400,000.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. She does know that she has money. Yes.
So she's bullshitting out the ass about all of this. I mean, to be fair to her, she's like, "No, we're saving this for you know, Sunny Jim's college. We're not allowed to touch this." So she's being responsible with it. But I don't know, if I had loan sharks on me and they're like, "You owe me this much," I'd be like, "Yeah, here you go." Like, if I had that money, like, that's not even like a huge, like that's a dent of that, but that's like 1/8 of what you just,
that's
an
a lot
unexpected
of money still.
windfall. Yeah, it's an unexpected windfall. I would use that to just be like especially clear. But this is why I'm not a main character. This is why JDE is a better person than I am. This is why she is. This is why she deserves her own show. Like, these two show up who I love how they look. They're like so perfect to be like this level of like loan shark, Las Vegas types, right? And they're kind of like chatting with each other, and she pulls up and she's like, "Okay, so why does he owe you money?" Like immediately, and they're like, "Hey lady, like, you know, we were betting on sports, and then he doubled down, and you know, that was 20,000. That was 3 weeks ago. Meter's still running. It's 50,000 now." And she's like, "No, actually, at the bank, you wouldn't get that kind of insurance rate. In fact, interest rate. In fact, I'm going to give you a great interest rate where you're going to get 25,000. That's 5,000 more." For 3 weeks of interest, which is still a lot, but it's also like not what they were asking for. And she's like, "People would love to have this interest rate. This is what you're getting. Dougie has a job, he has a wife, he has a child. We don't have this money. You're going to take this." Like, even on the initial phone call, like, she was already setting this up and be like, "What? Are you gonna break his legs if we don't pay? You're never gonna get the money back then." Like, and like they try to get a word in edgewise, and she's like, "No." She's like, "No." She's so powerful here. I love her so much. And so, like, as she gives him that money, and she's like, "What kind of world are we living in that people can act like this and have no repercussions, and you're part of the problem?"
And then she stomps off very dramatically.
Before she stomps off, she has another great line here that I made sure to write down, because it's kind of like that game of tag with the kid, except a stupid tag. Because she has this line, it makes her feel very real as a person, where she's like, take a good long look at yourselves in the mirror, because I never want to see you again. Like, pause to think of what she's saying there. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. You're right.
Look at yourselves in the mirror, because I don't want to see you. And you're like,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we looking at ourselves for you, so you don't have to? Is that the implication?
What's going on here?
What's going on here? No, just wonderful. No notes. This scene is brilliant. Like this
Very
entire
good.
episode just has a lot of just like, oh my God, like this is peak television.
Yes, yeah,
If
exactly.
television was more like this, I would watch more television. You know, I was thinking near the end of this episode, like while we were watching the Roadhouse performance, I was like, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this out there. There's things that can kind of get close to an aspect of it, but like, where are you gonna get this scene alongside a kid getting hit by a car, alongside Dougie, alongside like the weird spiritual shit, alongside? Where are you gonna get that? Besides
so
Twin
true.
Peaks.
That's so true.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anything you want to say about this scene before we move on?
No, this is great. Brilliant. Okay. No notes.
Yeah. So the next scene I just describe as a funny murder ? Because it is kind of played for like grindhouse horror humor. Like it's played for both, which is a weird thing to juxtapose the murder of this woman in a semi-humorous light, especially as Ike the Spike goes after the secretary. When we also this episode had like an actual like real heartfelt death of a child and like really respect death, and then also this episode we get this like it's real weird. I don't know how to feel about it, but I do like this scene. I think it's fun because we get the beat drop again. I'm a good man. And Ike comes in already covered in blood, and then goes into the office, and she stands up, and they do that juke thing that you see sometimes.
Like the cartoon thing. Oh my God.
And then he runs up to her and starts killing her, and it's so bloody, so like over the top violent. Like I'm not kidding when I say it's kind of grindhouse. Like I feel like this would be something you'd see in the early part of a Terrifier movie.
Okay.
Right? Not when it gets real gross and out there later, but like the early ones where it's still setting the scene, where it's like, okay, get ready. Yeah. And then as he kills her, a secretary, I'm assuming, walks in, maybe a coworker, walks in and is like, oh, and he looks and has the nastiest teeth. Yeah. And then chases her down. Murders her off screen, walks out, and then notices his spike is broken. And he's like, oh no. He says it in that tone too. He's like, it's like high and sad. He's like, oh no. How'd you feel about this?
I guess I wasn't expecting him to actually use the spike.
Right.
I thought it was like metaphorical, that he was like, gonna do like a pew pew and that'd be it. But like, no, like he actually does use the spike, and then he kills that lady. If you're a hitman, like a real hitman, you wouldn't want to leave like a blood trail like that. Like it's so messy and so violent. It's just like, I mean, clearly he's very good at his job, because like he seems very off the grid type deal. But it's just like I don't know, if I was a hitman, I wouldn't use a spike, but I guess that's why he's good at what he does. So
I think there's two different ideas this way. There's like the Hitman Agent 47 version, where it's like, they pay you, and as long as they die, they have to assume you did it.
Right.
And then there's a version where it's like, no, that hitmen should leave calling cards, and what they should be good at is disappearing after the fact. Like, oh yeah, we know who this is. We just can't find them.
Right.
Right. It's like the two different schools of thought of like what a hitman does, because like, how are you going to get your name out there? Like, I guess if you have like a networking agency like you would for actors, it can make sense to have that kind of thing of like, oh, I'm going to disappear, or like it's going to be a silent thing and no one's going to know, yada, yada, yada. But if you're an independent contractor, if you don't have representation, of course, like it's like us, where it's like
we need a signature.
Yeah, we need to make our own brand, and we need to do this, that.
Okay,
that's all he's doing.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
He's independent, so he's like, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so yeah, I kill people with spikes, but then they can't find me afterwards. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, now we know why he came at Dougie with the gun in the following episode. It was because his spike got broke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we see how that one goes. Yeah, Dougie, he moved like a cobra. Sorry. Yeah. Just remembering that entire scene.
Good for him.
Like the weird color grading and like just the weird spotlight. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I love Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is just out there, man. Like, this is like a big production Showtime thing, and it feels like every special effect is like held together by shoestring. I love it.
Yeah, and duct tape.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Anywho, so then we get Richard Horn dropping off leaving a truck, washing off some blood. As he pulls up, we hear that electricity sound that we hear every so often. Yeah, so just want to highlight that. Also important to note, this truck looks fake as he gets out, but it is real. Like the paint just makes it look fake. But the reason I'm highlighting that is, do you remember the next episode where Andy's doing actual police work and actually kind of doing a good job?
Yes.
That's that truck.
Okay,
which explains why he was there, and kind of leaves hints for maybe what happened to that man if Richard Horn was like, hey, I saw you talking to the cops. Interesting. Hey, remember the log lady?
Yes.
Remember how she told Hawk, like, there's something missing and it has to do with your heritage?
Yes.
Okay. So
I do remember that.
We're in the bathroom at the police station, and Hawk drops a nickel with a Native American head on it.
Yep.
That rolls into a stall. He picks up the nickel, looks over at a door, and the door is Nez Pierce Manufacturing.
Yep.
And he's like, I guess this has to do with my heritage, and is deciding to rip that off, and he's right.
Good for him. Good for Hawk.
Yeah. Oh my God. For some people, this is where people are like, you know what? I need to stop trying to solve this show.
We're not going to solve it.
Yeah, because people are like, it has to do with your heritage. And people are like, oh, Native American mysticism and like, oh,
trees,
what's the lore and trees?
Nature.
And it's like, no, it's an Indian head nickel and a... and Nez Pierce Manufacturing. And for a lot of people, this is like, okay, this is, I just need to enjoy the ride and not solve it. And other people who are freaks like me are like, oh no, okay, I tracked that. Now let's keep going. Let's see what else there is. Let's see what else I can piece together now. Yeah. How'd you feel about this?
I think at this point I was going with the flow the entire episode. So I was kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like,
sure.
Part of me felt a little bit of joy because I'm like, ooh, Hawk doing real investigating. So we get to see him really investigate now. So that was part of it too.
This is probably the least actual investigate. Like, he is still the one getting some stuff done. Though again, next episode we do see Andy doing what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he I think this is the closest he comes to like a Harry style, like I blundered my way into finding clues.
Yeah.
You know? But he does find pages of a diary in there, which is how we open in episode 7, is like the recap of the previous seasons, because that's he found them, right?
Okay.
Chad comes in and he's like, I
freaking hate Chad. Oh my god, what an insufferable character.
I love Chad as a foil to everyone to get dunked on and be like, right? Like it's nice to have a character where you can like just be like, anything bad that happens to this guy, I'm happy with, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And he does that very well, because he walks in and Hawk's like, use the ladies' room, Chad, and he's like, did you get approval from the sheriff to be doing this? And Hawk just ignores him. He's like, well, I'll tell the sheriff if you don't. And he's like, you do that, Chad.
I'm gonna tell on you. God, Chad, shut up. Oh my god, insufferable.
Yeah, so. And then we get the scene that's solid. Like we've seen him be shitty a lot. Like he's taking bribes. He's being an asshole. But now we get this scene where you're like, oh my god. So
yeah, you're just like a nasty person.
Yeah, so we have all the different cops there, and the new crew, where we get the operator, we get Chad, we get, oh my god, what's his name? And I really like him, and I think he's great, even in this scene. The few scenes he has, I think he does wonderful. Sometimes this other cop here, who's like spacing out, and I'm trying to remember his name, will go on those Twin Peaks tours with the guide, and like we'll hang out with people and talk about this experience of being on the show, which is pretty cool. And we get Sheriff Truman in there until his wife shows up, going off about how the car's not fixed. And he's like, it sounds like he left the safety brake on from when we got it checked. And then she's like, are you saying my dad doesn't know how to drive? Are you really telling me that right now? And he like tries to talk to her, and they're leading away, and she's like, I wouldn't let her talk to me like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, shut up, Chad. Yeah, because like, while technically, Sheriff Truman shouldn't be treated that way. If someone's having like, mental health issues, and you've been with this person for so long, and like, who knows how long this has been going on in the first place, but like, that's a tough situation to be in, and it's different than like, I want to let her talk to me like that, like, so you'd leave, like,
exactly,
like, what are you, like, and whatever, like, fuck Chad. And so this is where the receptionist is like, and I think this is how you give this kind of like backstory, is because she's trying to teach this guy empathy, and then he reveals that he does know what's going on and does not care. And I think that's how you give that backstory to us, where it's not like, it doesn't fall into that trap of like, you should know this already. And in fact, if he didn't know that would be reasonable. But like, that there is that trap of like, I'm telling you this thing you should know, and it's like, yes, this thing I know, right? Like instead it's like, oh, they're having a conversation where she assumes that he has to have some baseline level of empathy and is wrong.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right. Where she's like, yeah, didn't you hear about their son and that he had killed himself? And he's like, yeah, because he couldn't make it as a soldier. And you're like, her reaction is like perfect.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, and I'm not engaging with this. Like,
yeah. She chose the correct line. Like, she said all the right things.
Yeah.
I got her last name from her name tag, Brown. Officer Brown or something like that. She instantly became my favorite character in that scene. Just like God, like she knew, she like, there's a version where she tries to tell him like, hey, that's not a nice thing to say, right? But like, you can tell that and like it's so good that it's a woman in that position, because women are, maybe this is like meta commentary of like, maybe I'm looking too deep into this, but like women are so often dealt with men like that, like, you are an asshole, I'm not gonna change your mind on something, I'm gonna disengage from you completely because there's no point in me talking with you further. And Chad does that thing where men do, it's like, oh, I'm gonna like what's wrong? Like, what did I say wrong? I'm a man.
It was
so
just
like
a joke.
Yeah, it was just a joke, and it's just
yeah.
like, yeah. And then like Officer Brown, she's like, no, like I'm not even gonna bother with this. Like I'm just completely removing myself from the like, just like it's very like, the second I saw that interaction happening, I was like, that is. Like every woman has lived through a situation like that where they're like, oh, I'm not even gonna even bother with this guy. Like there's no point. So she instantly became my favorite character in that scene. I was like, that's me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, frick Chad. I hate him. Oh my God, what an awful human being.
Perfect character. Perfect character.
Perfect character. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Awful human being, and when bad things happen to him, we'll feel good about it.
Yeah.
The other cop here, I wish he had more to do, because like I love. He's just like not present. He's just like because they make sure to pan over to him. He's not watching them though. He's just like watching our clock. Like he's not focused on what's going on here. He's doing his own
off
thing.
into the ceiling or some shit. I don't know.
I know, and I'm like. I want more of this guy, because that's a funny button to put on here of like the other guy who's just like absolutely not present. Is that also commentary about how men should speak up when they see this kind of behavior from other men? Yeah, probably, but also it is funny. So like, so both things.
Love it.
Yeah. Yep. And so from here we're at the Roadhouse.
Yes.
And we get this lovely song. Very good. We start to get credits. I don't think there's anything to talk about in these credits in particular. That's like a revelation. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's the episode.
Yay.
So having talked through it all, like, how you feeling? Where you at? Like,
oh, Mac, why did we take a break? Like, this is such a good show.
I know. Immediately once we're back into it, and we were so talkative throughout the entire thing, because it was like, oh, we're enjoying being back to this. It's so much fun. It's so, what a good show this is. And like, I'm surprised by how well it is seeming to hold up watching it in a fucked up order. Oh man, but we're back. Yeah.
We are. Yeah, this was a very this is, I would say, the best episode that we've seen so far. I really it had everything that I loved about Twin Peaks in this episode. Like, it had the quiet character moments that I really enjoyed. I got Hawk. That's always like a 10 out of 10. Then I got like that scene with the kid being hit. It perfectly encapsulates like the liveliness of Twin Peaks. We got a little bit of Red Room bullshit. We got a little bit of Magic Wizard bullshit. I'm just like, okay. We got a little bit of like the investigating part, when it comes to like the where am I at with my notes? We got a little bit of investigating when it comes to like Janie E and like her trying to figure out stuff like that. Yeah. And then I don't know, and we got like it was just such a good episode. Like it had everything that I wanted in a Twin Peaks episode. Like there was a lot of
humor and a lot of darkness. There was it treated things like it was that. This episode is like full of like, I don't want to say contradictions, but like gap moe of like everything was like taking its time. and like wasn't rushed or didn't feel like it had to jump and like shove stuff in. Everything had its space to breathe and was a thing, but had so much going on in it. There's so many scenes in here that you would like point to and be like, that's an all-timer. Janie E with the two guys, that's an all-timer, right? The kid getting hit by the truck in the lead up to it, that's an all-timer, right? Like and it never felt like there's so much in this episode while also giving everything time to breathe. Like that's kind of a contradiction. There's like this love and warmth and sweetness in the Dougie side of stuff. And then you're seeing all of this, like you're seeing your Chads, you're seeing your Richards, you're seeing like all of this, like it's just like, it's pretty wonderful. I don't think I have to defend this as being the highest rated we've seen so far, because like, god damn, like I love the sweeping scene of the episode we saw before, and we'll like defend that to my last breath, you know? If there's one person defending that scene, it's me. If no one's defending it, I'm dead. Like, And so like, but like this is like the perfect version of that, where it's like there's enough going on and there's enough, you know, just goddamn, such a good episode. But like part of me is like, how is it this low on the list? Because there's 21 episodes I rank above it, and then I'm also like, because like this would be the midpoint of the show, right? Like just past the midpoint. No, 24 was the midpoint, so we're like 2 episodes past the midpoint. But like, and then I look at what's coming up for us next. Like I'm looking at the following episodes. I'm like, I don't think. I think each of these episodes is better. So I'm like, but like coming off of that, I feel like a giddiness of like that was good. Like when you see something that's truly good, something truly like artistic, but also like not up its ass artistic, you know? Like,
not pretentious.
It's just like all of the things, like when you see something like that, and this isn't just a solely Twin Peaks thing, but like you can get a giddiness, right? You can get like a feeling of like highness or elation, right? Like coming out of like specific films or coming out of like, you know, and I feel that right now. And so it's like, you know,
Yay.
I think there is one episode I would have rated lower, and I definitely rated it higher just to piss some people off. And I think people know what that is. And I will still defend it, but I think there's one episode coming up that I would rate lower. I'll even say what it is, because people are probably surprised it's not here yet. Season 3, episode 12. I'm not saying where I rated that. I think that is lower than here.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But I will defend it being where it's at.
Okay. I can't wait to see.
Yeah. But yeah, no. What a good episode. So you do agree with my rating so far? Yes. Okay. Well, except for the big fly in the ointment, which was season 2, episode 9. We both agreed that should have been far lower. Wild. So I was looking at comparisons for that. Okay. And season 2, episode 9 is ranked as a top 5 episode on IMDb. It's the 5th highest rated episode. And I'm like, I already felt bad rating it as low as I did. And then we watched it. I was like, this should have been lower. But no, everyone's like, that's a top 5 episode. And I'm like,
wow, interesting.
Are we watching the same show? Because did you not see season 3, episode 6? And you think that's better?
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. Gosh. So what do you think is going to happen next?
Okay, let me pull up the episode list here.
In the show in general.
Oh, in the show.
Did this clarify anything from you for like where episode 7 was at and what was going on there?
A little bit. Just like it helped bridge that gap a little bit. I'm surprised that maybe because I love Matthew Lillard. I love that man. Where is he? Like what happened to him? Like where he's still in jail.
You are so many Twin Peaks fans when this happened. Like people are like, hey, I love this, but where the fuck is Matthew Lillard?
Because he is so Twin him as an actor is so Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And so it's surprising that he's not, like, when he was in the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, like this totally works for him. But like where my man at? Where he at? Like, what's going on here? So I can't wait.
Yes. That didn't answer that question, but I'll move on.
Oh.
And so, because that's what you think's gonna happen next, and then you're like, oh, well, it did clarify. And then I did follow up with, like, did that clarify anything about the following episode? Neither of which were answered by this, where you just went, where the fuck is Matthew Lillard?
Where is he? Okay, that's where I wanted to go.
But that's funny.
That's where I wanted to go. Is like, what happened to him? A man's still in jail. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Now you can pull up the list. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode we watch?
Let me pull it up here. We're pretty far down our list now. Okay.
I know.
The next episode, I'm hoping will bridge some information in my head for me. I'm actually, because there's like, not to spoil of what the episode's coming up, but there's like I can take a guess as to what is going on, but like I'm only guessing. Like I want the details. And so I'm hoping that the next episode gives me details of what has happened. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because there's a bit of a gap there where you're like, okay, I know where this ends up, but how did we get here?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm missing.
Yeah, so you're hoping any specific information there that you want to know about? Is there like a specific thing that you're like curious on, or?
I'll have to think about it. I haven't thought about that yet. So that one, maybe ask me that question before we start watching the next episode.
I will not remember, and so.
Okay.
Let me nip that in the bud right now. No.
Okay.
I will not do that.
Okay.
Okay. We still have no Audrey. We still have no Bobby.
Yeah.
We still have no Annie. We still have no. Who else haven't we not seen? We did see Norma once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was with Shelley.
Norma was like a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we have no Bobby, we have no Audrey, we have no Annie, we have no Harry. Those are the four big ones I think we're still missing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We did see James for an episode.
Briefly. Yeah.
So we know he's alive and around, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Okay, so Richard Horn is kind of like, who is he? How is he related? Because, like, Ben Horn, clearly there's a connection there. But, like, he's young, so I don't think he's Ben Horn's son. So is it, like, his nephew? Is, like, I guess Audrey is old enough to have a kid. So maybe it's Audrey's, but like part of me is like, no, he's too old to be Audrey's kid, but like I don't know what the
we saw her burn down with what's his face if she got pregnant then.
Yeah, that's true.
With John Justice Wheeler.
God.
Do you think Richard is John Justice Wheeler's child?
I want to say no.
Doesn't have the facial structure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to place in my head how Richard is related to Ben in this sense, and Audrey. Yeah. So I'm part of me is like, maybe it's Audrey's kid.
Well,
but like
also could have been Ben, because while Ben is old now, he was getting around at that time, and if it's been 25 years, it could still be his son.
Maybe. I don't know. Ugh.
In a spiritual sense, like it could be like, because that would be very Twin Peaks of like, oh, Ben's become good, but like has like almost like passed on the evil to. Yeah,
maybe.
To his
but
son.
Like, I don't know if I like that, because Ben had that I feel like that regresses his character development.
It doesn't make it his. It makes it like, oh, this happened to you and now you're good, rather than you put in the work. Yeah,
exactly. So, I'm trying to figure that out in my head. That's where my mind is at. Is Richard specifically. So
okay. Yeah. Not thinking about Bobby at all. What's going on there?
I want Bobby to show up. I like him, but like I can't see how he fits in the great narrative right now as an older character. Like, is it more just like a James and he's in the background? He's just hanging around Twin Peaks. Part of me is like what's going on with I don't know. I really want him to show up, but I don't know at what capacity. Like, I just want to know that my homie's doing okay because I like Bobby. So I don't know.
We haven't seen Big Ed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. We haven't. You're right.
What's Big Ed doing? Is he gone? Is he passed?
I want to say that maybe he's kicking around. Maybe. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other characters that I think would be around Twin Peaks. Like part of me is like, I don't want, okay, here's where I'm at with Bobby, is like, part of me is I don't want Bobby to show up. I want him to like have moved on from Twin Peaks. But Twin Peaks has a magnetic pull around everyone that has a connection to it. And so part of me is like fan fiction, like, oh, Bobby went on to be a very successful, astronaut. I don't freaking know. But like, he went on to like do something with his life because he was such in a weird space in his life.
Right.
Like, he was with like being like a kind of druggie dealer and like the whole thing with him and Laura. Like part of me is like, oh, I hope that Bobby has moved on and is successful in his life elsewhere. But part of me is like, oh, but like, there is something about Twin Peaks that keeps people here, like part of me is like, there is something
that
going on with Twin Peaks.
That feels very small town in the first place. Because like there's so many people like that can't, like, even if they are like more worldly and really want to explore out there, just can't leave their small town for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Like and then you add into that like the whatever spiritual bullshit is happening in there. And like, we kind of talked about it, but it feels like Twin Peaks stagnated. Like, it didn't move.
Yes,
it just like it just grew like it grew,
the problems just
not
grew
just
bigger.
Stagnated. Yeah, exactly. The problems grew thicker. They didn't even change. They're just thicker problems now, right?
Yeah.
I really like your description of that. That's actually really good. Because like, I feel like when people use stagnate, they mean like froze, and it didn't freeze.
Yeah.
It stagnated, right? Like,
yes.
And so like in that context, it's like, where's Donna?
Yes, exactly.
Where's Audrey?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's going on? So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm invested in season 3 so far, so.
Hey, I'm glad. Season 3 was the biggest risk, but you seemed on board. Well, I think the biggest risk was starting this show in the first place. Yeah. Where we did. Remember back when, and you're like, oh my God, like, I love this as the soap opera, and like James and oh my God, what's her name? The cougar. The Black Widow.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot her name.
And we started all the way back there, and you're like, you were on board, and you're like, oh, this is like a soap opera, and then we got here. Imagine that.
True.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I was going to do the podcast thing, not the ending thing of like, do you have anything to plug? Go check out Jay at January K, but I did that at the front. So I guess I just give a sign off.
Okay.
Remember to save the pine weasel.
And brush your teeth.